Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our weekly spin into stillness. I am Reverend Robin Nashak, aka the Spiritual Spinister. I'm delighted that you are here on this Wednesday evening. There's a chill in the air, and it's nice to be cozy. And it's nice to make some time in our busy schedules to be still and to listen to the voice inside what I like to call the divine me, that voice that is deep, 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 the one that always has our back, the one that's always telling us the right thing to do, the right way to choose, and it never lets us down. But we have to listen to it, we have to listen for it. So, if you're new, we have a couple of steps to our meditation. We start by setting an intention, and that's just the way we should be approaching anything that we are doing throughout our day. And once again, I find myself reminding myself, it's amazing how challenging it can be mindful, to be aware of how we go into situations in our life, how we go from one thing to the other without taking a breath, without breathing. So let's set that intention. It doesn't have to be complicated, but before we do, let's just take a deep breath together, just one big breath, because we're all here, because we're settled. Let's do that. Let's inhale and hold for a moment and then exhale. So much better. I was a little stressed out, running around as I always do to make sure everything's set. And sometimes I'm not successful at it, but it's always important, I think, to grab that moment, to breathe, to prepare, and to let the universe know, let the divine me know, or listen to the divine me letting us know what is most important at this moment. I like to do it on a little slip of paper, as you may know if you are not new. And the reason I do that is because if we were in person, I would invite everyone to do the same. And I would invite you to do that and then hold it in the palm of your hand as you meditate so that you can add energy to that intention. And then the community that is together meditating, and that includes those of you who are watching this on the recorded version instead of the live stream, you all become part of this unique meditative experience. And so I would invite you to then bring that slip of paper up to me after the meditation, and I would send it into a bowl of burning flames. And we can do that through the magic of technology and the miracle of virtual connection. I can do a proxy piece of paper, calling it everyone's intentions, and then I will send it into a bowl of flames as I would if we were in person. And that would then serve as the community's burning of all of our intentions together. So set yours first. Again, I'm starting to keep a meditation journal so that I can look back and see what I've set as an intention, and each week revisit and see how that manifests itself throughout my week, how my intention came to fruition. So I'm going to write mine twice. I take a little longer to do that. And again, I encourage you to do whatever works for you. But setting that intention, writing it down, gives voice to what our heart's desire is. Let's do this, shall we? I've written my slip that I put in my journal, my one for the bowl. That's right when it says everyone's intentions. You can see that right here. That is yours, mine, and ours. Yay. So these will get energy as I meditate. I invite you to hold yours in your hand. I'll be playing my steel drum, so they go very near me so that I can send my energy there as well. Now comes the second part of our meditation out of 3 parts. That is the drawing of an oracle card. We use a beautiful deck, as I think we're going to through the end of the year, called the Star Codes Astro deck. Love this deck. It's a great message book. It's simple, but it's accessible. It I think allows some themes and messages that are quite universal, because we end up drawing a card that is a single card. Of course, I draw from the top of the deck after I shuffle it, but that card is a single answer to all of our questions, to all of the intentions that we've set. So the book that accompanies this deck is really quite lovely. It gives great suggestions. It gives some great actions that we can choose for this card. It gives us some things to, think about as a precaution in some of the ways that we might go the opposite direction of the message. Uh, but I've loved this deck for a long time, and we have yet to get through the deck. There are 56 cards in this deck. We haven't gone through all of them. We've been very fortunate in the last couple of weeks to have gotten brand new cards. We do get repeat draws. Like, I'm just shuffling the deck, so you just don't know which you're going to get when you do. And again, I just make everybody aware that if we get a repeat card, even if it's 2 weeks in a row, that card is uniquely answering the intention that you've set for this week, or it's a reminder that you have some more work to do with the message of that card. Maybe a more meta view of that message over maybe perhaps the very specific intention that you've set. So, all of that in mind, I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to remind you that you don't have to believe in the mysticism of the cards. But if you are working on something, if you are thinking about something and it is occupying you and you're wanting some clarity or you're wanting some direction, the cards can serve as a creative prompt. You may be stuck in an issue or a problem, and the cards can just offer a word or artwork that you'll look at, or the words that I read about the interpretation of the card that might unstick you from your stuckness, that might give you a new perspective in how to think about your issue, a new direction. I would love to hear from you about how the card has impacted your intention. You don't have to give specifics. It's all in confidential. This is all confidential. But if you remember to like and subscribe, and to then leave a comment wherever you're watching this, either on YouTube or on Facebook Live, just leave a comment. Say hello. Please let me know that these meditations are working for you. I want to be able to keep doing these, and I want to know that you are finding meaning in them. That helps me. That inspires me to keep going, to listen to what your thoughts are, and to just know that you're out there, know that you're paying attention to some of the things that you've set out to do for yourself, and to build community around these weekly meditations, our own little group that can share and discuss and experience together. So, like, subscribe, say hello in the comments. Let me know what's going on with you as you meditate and as you move through a period of meditation each week. And I think we'll be just about ready to draw the card now. We draw the top card. Cut the deck. Let's draw. Let's draw, kids. Our card is, oh, Okay, I know we've had this card before, but it's been a while. It's the second house. The card is resources. Resources. So before I even put this down for you to look at, we're going to be thinking about the things that we use, the tools, the insights from others, the relationships that we have. We're going to be thinking about those as ways to help us get to our intentions, right? That's how our resources work. And I'm going to bring that card up for you to take a look at. There it is. So we've got a hand holding an apple that has an arrow through it, lots of cash there. So financial resources. Uh, you've got tools, I think, in the shooting at the arrow. You've got the apple that might nutritional resources that we might need. So we're talking about supporting our efforts in our intentions. It's been a while since I've read this card. Let's see how close I am to how the card interprets this. Card 40, resources. Second house. If your chart were a village map, your second house would hold your bank, museum, and warehouses. It symbolizes what you value, such as your body and your relationship to the material world. The second house also describes that phase of infancy where you're just discovering that you have a body, toes, and fingers, and that you can taste and smell. The action of this card, explore how you feel about money. So many people on the spiritual path have mixed feelings about money, their bodies, and possessions, drawn to abundance and at the same time wrestling with guilt or discomfort around desire. This approach, avoidance conflict around the material world, can make it hard to focus your efforts, and it may send out mixed messages until the universe doesn't know how to respond to help you. We may have had this card before, but it is hitting me big time right now. The mixed messages. I have things, I'm grateful, but why don't I have more, or why don't I have something else? Whoa. The second house asks you to build a clear and congruent message about your relationship to your resources that you can stand behind with integrity. Matter is our sacred vessel for spirit. Explore your attitude toward your first resources, your own body and sensuality. Look for that place of balance where you honor and respect your physical form, as well as the importance of the soul that inhabits it. Invest your energy toward what you value. This is where you can be a resource to others, and this is where you can get paid, metaphorically and materially. Clean up your act in the material world. Clean closets, pay bills, deal with other practical things that might appear mundane but can be a sacred act of aligning the soul to the surroundings. Integrity creates a welcoming ground for bounty. Come up with a clear, integrated message to radiate out, and then back that up with action. The challenge of this card, what you see is not all there is. If you are looking for emotional or spiritual satisfaction in your stuff, it will never be enough because it never quite scratches that itch. Gift of this card, your skills, your resources, and your interests can all be sacred if you make an offering of your intention, as we have done, and engage your work for the benefit of all sentient beings. So we have resources. We want to wisely and efficiently deploy those resources. We want to take stock of them. So checking our closets, whether we're cleaning them out or just taking inventory, the same way that we would in ourselves. What do we offer the world? What are we sharing with humanity around us? What do we have to offer? And what do we need to help us reach what we want to reach? Who and what can help us do what we need to do. But it has to be a loving exchange. I share and you share with me. And it has to be done with gratitude. So the challenge is that no, material things are never enough, but they can be a great reward for how we have deployed our resources. So this is a really, really interesting card. It's very complex because it talks about a very material thing, money, energy around money, and what we have, as well as what we are in possession of as a person, what we're sharing, what we're receiving, how we work together with other people to achieve humanity's desires and goals. And that's my little mini sermon for the evening about resources. So let's go a little more deeply about resources. Let's settle. And before we go into meditation, let's just take another deep breath as we transfer from one section to another of our evening. I'm going to take a little drink here. And just take a breath as we settle. And as we get comfortable, remember, we're meditating in our own respective spaces, and you may hear things, you may become startled out of your meditative state, but don't allow that to bring you out of it completely. Use it as like a U-turn. So you get startled, my dog barks, your dog barks, I hear horns outside of my window. Whatever happens that may bring you out of that sacred meditative state, just use it as a way of going deeper. Use it as a little tap on your shoulder that you can take another breath and go even more deeply. So let's continue our breathing process, and let's just take deep breaths together at our own pace, just to start, inhaling and exhaling. And you can close your eyes whenever you're ready, inhaling deeply and exhaling. I have the card up. Inhaling deeply and exhaling. And let's continue that deep breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. And with each breath, with each breath, let us remember to go a little more deeply. More and more relaxed with each breath that we inhale and exhale. And as we become more and more relaxed, our physical bodies become lighter and lighter. Allow yourself to release your attachment to your physical self as you focus on your imagination, on your mind, and what is happening in your mind as you listen to my words and as you have your own thoughts in response to them, as you think about your intention for tonight. and how that card of the second house and resources helps move you or helps give you a different perspective in moving toward your intention. Imagine yourself floating in a beautiful dark space. And as we float, let us think tonight about our relationship to the word wealth. What does it mean to be wealthy? Allow yourself an image of that word, materially or spiritually. What does it mean to be materially wealthy to you? What does it mean to be spiritually wealthy? Know that our wealth, our abundance, comes without any strings attached. We don't have to deserve the riches we have in our life. We didn't have to do anything. To see our lives as rich. We may have worked very hard for our material gains, but when we have them, we have no need to feel anything but gratitude for them. Feel your energy, that energy of the understanding of this wealth in all of its forms. Feel how our resources serve our purpose perfectly. See how we have exactly what we need, how our bodies are doing exactly what they need to. at this moment serve us perfectly. How can we see our lives as abundant always? How can we see our entire life as a glowing treasure chest of riches, nourishment, energy to be who we are to be? How can we see our life as one that is rich and wonderful, full of memories, full of goodness, full of triumph over trauma? For that is a richness that is as valuable as any material goodness. And let us imagine ourselves sitting in the middle of that treasure, that golden, jewel-laden treasure of our families and our material resources. And everything, our computers and our phones and our refrigerators and our new appliances and our television, all of it. Is exactly what we need right now and deserves our attention and gratitude. Our bodies that are here tonight, imagining, because our minds are clear and mindful, our intentions are being fulfilled by being here. That's a richness. All of these riches, as we see them now, are a direct message coming from the voice of our divine me, of deservedness and love and support and safety and resources. And now filled with this rich feeling of undeniable, unshakable wealth, let's return to our physical bodies. Let's begin to sense that breath once again, keeping us tethered to the material world as it does every time we meditate, bringing us back into reanimating our physical selves, nourished and strong, feeling more energized yet more relaxed than we have all day. And let's come back fully with 3 quick breaths, as we always do, inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth quickly. And open our eyes together. And there it is. There it is. That wealth. We're sitting on that pot of gold as we speak. We just have to realize what it is. It's always there. Money comes and goes. Our relationships come and go. But if we see them as rich, then we are rich and always have the resources that we need. which is a great message as we enter into the holiday season where a lot of this could become very confusing or become a little hard to hold on to. But we have what we need. We have what we need. We are the resource that we need. We can share ourselves and we can receive others as well. So let us go forth tonight. We will not be here next week because we will be attending at least a couple of people that are meditating with me tonight. The premiere of Wicked for Good. And I invite you all to check it out for yourself. I will return in 2 weeks. Looking forward to seeing you then. I'm going to send our messages into the flames, but I'm going to mention it again that we will not be here next week because I'm seeing Wicked with my Kathleen, who is joining us this evening and who I'm sure was hoping that I remind everyone there as we send our messages out into the flame, our intentions. We've voiced them, we've let go of our attachment to them, and we are allowing those intentions to come to manifestation in the way that is best for us. So, thank you, Kathleen and Sue, for joining us on the stream. I appreciate it. Let's see who is elsewhere. If you are, again, I oftentimes miss those who might be meditating with us. And if I do miss you, please know that I am always waiting to hear from you. So I'm always waiting for that comment. And I'm just going to let that go. Because my computer's working slowly. If you're here, know that I love you. And again, I'm receiving those messages whether you joined through the live stream or through the live record or through the recorded version. Grateful for you, grateful for us, and I will see you back here in 2 weeks. Good night.